Welcome once again to the Jason Reuter Show here on the Bear Network. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey. You can watch all our shows on the BCHS Bear Network. Just simply go to YouTube, search for that, and all of our programs that are viewed here at Studio H12 at Bradley Central will be available for your viewing pleasure. If you hit that button to subscribe, it'll notify you anytime one of our programs are available. Talking Bear basketball here this morning. Coach Jason Reuter joined, and as always, I'll let you introduce the two young ladies and tell us a little bit about them as a teammate and as a player that plays for you.
Certainly. I've got right to my left, I got Tatiana Stovall, who's a junior. And to her left, we got Aaliyah Osborne, who's a junior. And these girls have taken time out of their busy schedule to come in here today. I know they're disappointed. They had to get out of class for a few minutes, but we're going to get them back in there quick as we can. But I would talk, you said talk about them. We'll just start with Tatiana. She moved in here at the end of July and came back to where she was born. She was born right here in this town.
16 years ago.
16 years ago, and now she's back, and it's been a pleasure to have her. She's been a tremendous asset to her team. She's first of all, I'd like to say this, she's a good, very good basketball player, but she's a good person, and she's a pleasure to be around. And you know, not when you come in from another school and you don't really know anybody, you never know for sure. There's a lot of anxiety, I'm sure, on her part, and you don't know as a coach how everything's going to fit, but I can't imagine, just looking back, you know, I just can't imagine wishing for anything more than what Tatiana has brought to Bradley Central Barrett basketball. I think she's got a lot of teammates that really think a lot of her, and I think she's a good teammate. That may be the best compliment you can give. She's a good teammate. Yep. And anyhow, and then Aaliyah over here has been with us now our third year, and she's a very, very, very big part of this program, coming off the bench as her backup point guard, and she's had some games this year where she's really just pretty much ended the game. I know one comes to mind, McMinn County game up there. I think she hit 4 threes in a stretch, and she has a daunting task to sometimes come in and back up Malia, who's been taking care of the ball very well this year. Yes, I'm bragging on Malia again today, but Aaliyah she comes to work every day, brings a lunch pail with her, and she goes to work, and she just does whatever it takes to help this team. And here I sound like I'm repeating myself, but another girl that is a pleasure to be around. She's low maintenance. Both these girls take care of the classroom. If I get a call, knock on wood, if I get a message from the administrator, it's usually to brag on one of these two. And Aaliyah's a 4.0 student. And just a model person here at Bradley Central High School. So there's a lot more to basketball than just basketball. As you can tell, we're talking about, I didn't mention a whole lot of details about their game. I'm talking about them as people, and this is the type of girl that you hope to be able to coach, because their maintenance level is so low. And the word maintenance, I hope that people understand, I don't have to do a lot of critiquing off the floor, or checking on the grades, or dealing with attitude problems. They just come to work every day. So I appreciate it.
Of your program and all that. And
absolutely.
I know I've subbed up here a lot, and all I have to do, if Aaliyah starts acting up in class, I just call him. He'll pay for it in spades. You know that. I never had to call, but never made that call for any Berries. I promise you I have not done that. But girls, glad to have you with us today, and let's talk a little bit here. You've been ranked #1 all season long. Is there any, and you know without fail that whoever you're playing, we're going to beat the big bad Bradley Barretts. And that's their goal, that's their aim, you know. Some of them can play with us, some cannot, some are competitive and so forth. But do you have any special feelings about being ranked like that all year long? I mean, Aaliyah, we'll start with you there.
I mean, I like being ranked #1, but there's also a lot that comes behind that. And like, you go into a game and it's really important task, and you got to keep that #1 ranking. Well,
it's nice to have that. As an announcer, it's certainly nice for me to talk about it and all that. And Tatiana, you came a very good team over at Bell Buckles, who won the state championship last year. And you moved into a program that had won a state championship here. So you ever feel like you're really blessed to be where you are? And, you know, you're back home. I remember you was just a tiny little thing, and here y'all run up 16 years later, and so forth, and your twin who says he can take you in the game one-on-one anytime, and your mama says she can take you both on, you know.
Depends on the day. Depends
that
on
what
the
now?
day. Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're going to defend yourself, against it. And you're the younger of the twins, right, about 45 minutes. I keep hearing that all the time.
45 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was asleep.
Wow.
when I was born.
Just stubborn to come out, I guess. Do you psych yourself up for games? I mean, is there anything, any rituals or any, I know this guy's full of superstitions, any superstitions that you guys have before a game that you do? You told me one. What do you do?
I do 5 push-ups before the game. Every
5
day.
with who?
Love.
With Love
Or with
Howard.
Avery.
Avery, you can't do them right now because she got her food in a
Yeah.
boot. But so you have anything special that you do?
I just give my water bottle to Madeline before every game.
Give it to 'em?
Yeah, and she takes it out there. I just always give it to her.
Well, if you look over there by the Bradley bench before the game starts, there's about 20 water bottles there. He sets his right there in front of me every time on the corner. I know where he sets his, and I know you guys line up a certain way for the anthem stuff like that. I know a lot of these little things, but he's not superstitious. What is you say? You're little stitious.
Well, I've been known to say that I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. I'm really not, on a serious note, I'm not superstitious. I'm just routine oriented. So
Okay, I got it.
we're saying we got a routine, like, we got a routine that we like to stick to. Like today, our girls know at 4:45 they need to be dressed and ready to go upstairs, and we got a routine we go through. So we just try to stay in routine. If you keep your routine normal, I think maybe you perform normal, and
Right. Yeah.
so
It's been successful for you.
it's been successful. They'll tell you, they'll fill in my sentences, failing to plan is planning to
Well,
Yep.
fail. So
And the word you hear from him all the time starts with an H. And that word is?
stay hungry.
wait a minute.
Hungry and
Again.
humble. Humble and hungry.
Gotcha, you're backing me in a corner here.
There's a couple.
We had this on the
Hungry,
show,
humble, and hustling, right?
the 3 H's.
Yeah.
That makes success out of you there. I've got, 3 more home games came tonight. We got McMinn Central next Monday. We're doing this on a Tuesday morning, by the way. Tonight we have Howard here, home game, district game, and we've already officially wrapped up the region for the regular season, have we, as far as winning it.
You said region, you mean
The
district?
district, sorry, the district.
Uh,
Because we're 4-0 and
Well, no, let's see.
we're 5-0.
We're 4-0.
Sarah East Ham down there and Howard here tonight, so yeah.
I think, well, no, you got a situation where East Ham's not lost anybody in the district besides us. So if they was to beat us down there, we'd have a tiebreaker.
Okay, I want to
So it's
clarify
not,
that.
yeah, it's not over yet. We won't count the chickens before they hatch.
Sure. Oh, Lord, no, wouldn't do that. But once it starts, girls, it seems like it started a long time ago some days, and sometimes seems like it started yesterday, because we're down here tomorrow, 2 days will be February the 1st. Tournament starts February the
12th?
12th.
It's on a Monday? Yeah. Girls
Yes.
play on Monday on the 12th,
Yeah.
and boys play on Tuesday the 13th.
Take Wednesday, Thursday off, and have semis on Friday, and boys semis on Saturday, is what Coach Jackson was telling me.
The semifinals, finals and consolation on Friday. See,
girls.
semifinals is already the first
Right,
round, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Girls
Friday,
on Friday and boys on Saturday,
Yeah.
consolation
Yeah.
and all that. And I always like to talk to girls about 20 years from now, basketball's behind you. You're not playing basketball. You're out of school, you're out of college, whatever. Do you see yourself as a mom with a big family, or are you going to get married or just not get married at all? Or what's your career plans? What would you like to do? What would you like to make money, work at to make money as an adult? Tatiana?
Well, of course, I want to get married, have a couple kids, and then I wanted to be a physical therapist or an athletic trainer.
Okay, that's a good career. Aaliyah?
I want to be married, have about 4 or 5 kids, and be an anesthesiologist.
Oh, really? Well, that's
Yes.
good money there too, Gotta have those. Gotta have both of what you guys want to do there, especially for us old people that, have all these injuries.
those are very, not, both these girls, I have no doubt can do it. Those are very lofty occupations.
Yes, they are.
Physical therapists and anesthesiologists, but both these girls, if they want it, they can do it. I believe in them.
Oh, yeah, they got the drive, Do either one of you drive yet? I never asked you, are you a good driver though?
I'm a good driver, I think I am.
Who taught you to drive?
My mom.
Okay, how about you, Aaliyah? You drive?
I'm a good driver.
Who taught you?
My parents.
Okay, you heard it here, folks.
I make
First
sure
folks.
when we leave practice, I watch them, wait till they leave, and I Go out the other gate.
Get the children, oh, get out the other gate. Well, Coach, you played 4 games last week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yeah, well, let me ask the girls first. Does that exhaust you to play 4 games? I mean, and it just sort of build up to a bigger, stronger competition with Saturday at Knox Catholic, defending state champs. We'd already played once here. We had to go to their place. Do you get physically tired of it? Can you keep mentally sharp? I don't know. I'm asking you. I mean, is it wear you out?
Yes, it felt a lot like AAU.
It
AAU,
did. It
yeah.
really did. It's like the beginning of AAU.
Multiple games a day sometimes, you know.
Yes.
But you just gotta push through it all. So.
There you go. Well, we guys are young, you're in condition, and so forth and all that. Now, Coach is, big and old and probably not in shape, but does it mentally, how do you prepare
Well,
for 4 games?
I'll say this.
One of them was a makeup game on Thursday, too.
That's true, and we have, when you have when you do your work up front, Gary, you don't have to do as much in the heat of the moment. What I'm getting at is these girls will tell you, if we had no scouting report on any of these teams, there's certain things we're going to go out there and expect to do. Our philosophies on defense or offense, so it's, as a coach, I feel like I need to have my team prepared, but sometimes to win a state tournament, girls, you may have to win 3 games in 3 days. I think this year, 4A, you know how they've got 4 classes now, and maybe it's 3 days, 3 games in 4 days this year. But anyhow, to win a state tournament, you got to play back to back to back, and luckily for us, McMinn County that started it off, we already played them once, so we didn't have to do as much scouting because I knew their team, and we had them at home. And then luckily, we had a team that we were superior then in Ottawa.
You've already seen them
I
before.
already seen them once. We didn't have to do a whole lot of preparing for them. And then you got East Ham, who we had not seen.
Right.
They're a pretty athletic team, and they had a 16 and
16-7.
7 record coming in here. So, but we obviously did a good job there. And then we all knew our biggest challenge would be not to overlook any of those teams was Knox Catholic. And then, so that's 4 games in 6 days. And even if you have those blowouts and you say, well, Tatiana only played 18, 19 minutes or whatever, but Leah played quite a few minutes, but they don't get quite as exhausted in those first 3 games.
Right. Hadn't thought
But
about that.
it's still the preparation, it's the mental. A lot of it's from here up, neck up. So they can. I think they'll be honest with you. Our practice is getting longer, staying the same, or getting shorter.
They're getting shorter.
Our practice are getting
This
shorter.
time of year, yeah.
And you may say, well, you're cutting corners. No, it's what I've learned from a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my past of coaching, and I've learned from wiser coaches. It don't mean you don't go intense, Gary. You just short it down, keep it fresh, and try to keep their mind sharp. Basketball is the longest season. If you check the calendar, basketball is the longest season of any high school sport, from the beginning to the end. And it's a marathon, not a sprint. So these girls enjoy playing. I enjoy coaching them. I'm glad to get those 4 games over with in 6 days. And now we got Howard tonight, and then we'll get ready for, I think, an improved Cleveland team. I went and watched them last night against East Hamilton, and they're playing a little better than they were early in the year. But hopefully we are too.
Well, we're going to find out because there'll be 2 big games there. Is your concern this time of year more about mental or physical or conditioning or injury? You probably just answered that for the most part. I guess it's more mental right now, getting prepared, getting up and get psyched up.
Well, I mean, that's an all-inclusive question there. Like, obviously physical, like Avery Brewer's coming back, but she can't play. Physical would have to trump everything. If you can't go,
That's true.
if you can't go, then it doesn't matter where you are mentally, you can't go. So my biggest prayer for these girls is they can tell you I pray for their health. They just stay healthy. Now, that can be mental health, and it can be physical health. So you got to stay hungry. We were joking around earlier, but this team is 20-1 and ranked number 1. If you're not careful, you'll slip up, and you'll just think it's going to happen every night. And Knox Catholic was the last good test we had. So Knox Catholic, we didn't squeak that one out by any means, but Tatiana had to guard the best player in Sydney Maines, who probably will be Miss Basketball in the large private.
I'm sure she will.
I'm not, you know.
She got my vote. If I don't have
So
a-
Tatiana had to put out a lot of energy right there. I don't know how many Maines had, but I know that Tatiana did a tremendous
14,
job.
I believe.
14, yeah. She's averaging 20. Also, so you've got to keep people focused and doing their job. We were just talking about this in the locker room the other day. Everybody has to accept their job at this point. At any point, you got to accept your job. Like doing this TV show, there's somebody back there in the sound room. Somebody had to set these monitors up. Everybody's got to do their job, and there's no job too little. You got to stay humble. These girls got to stay humble. They got to get down. I guess there's a lot of cliches. I explained to them. Some of them didn't know. I said, you know, when someone says you're a blue collar team, some people, our girls didn't know really what that meant. Blue collar, you go to work every day. You wear a white collar, you're sitting in an office, air conditioned, with a computer monitor. I'm just giving you an example, but we got to stay blue collar. So you asked me, my biggest concern is for this bunch to stay hungry and not get complacent. And they're kids and they're human. We get complacent as adults. How many times you hear, they're just kids, they make mistakes. Well, I see grown-ups making mistakes at about the same ratio, but keeping them hungry, Gary, and keeping them focused. Obviously, injuries trump everything else, but after that, sometimes you can't control the injuries.
Right.
But can we control the mental part? I believe we can. We can control.
Right. You can do that.
We
yeah.
can, yeah.
Control what you can't control, don't worry about what you can't control, I guess, is a good cliche or whatever to look at there. Let me ask you about a couple things we've not talked about here recently anyway. We implemented this year nationwide the new rule that instead of shooting 1-1 after 7 fouls, after 5 fouls in a quarter, you'll shoot 2 shots. And early in the year, you said, I don't know about that, just let it play out and we'll figure out, what we think about that. What's your thought on that now, of that rule change? I like it myself.
Gary, I've been asked that. Sometimes we don't like change. As you get older, you don't like change. You ever try to go change some older person's phone company? They pay more money to keep the old phone company.
Yep.
Because that's what they know, right?
Yep.
So I don't like a lot of changes in the game of basketball. But, the 5 fouls each quarter, shoot 2. If I had my choice, I would have left it alone because I do like the 1-and-1 strategy. A lot of things they do in trying to speed the game up. So if they know that if I foul you at 5, you're going to get 2, I'm not as quick to foul you. If it's 1-and-1 at 7.5, I may foul you because it's like playing blackjack or anything else. You're playing the odds.
Right.
Gary may go up there and miss one. If he's got 2, he's probably going to hit one of the 2. So I wish they'd left it alone, but it didn't change it hadn't changed. I know your first year playing with me, but it really hadn't changed the way we play defense or anything else. So you just show me what the rules is and we'll adapt. It really didn't change how we play. Now the shot clock, once again, there's something else at Tennessee. They said this summer they were tabling it for 5 years. I have a hard time believing they'll do that. TSSAA,
5 years?
5 years they were putting it on the table.
Wow.
Or shelf, I should say. Not on the table, the
I don't
shelf.
think it'd be that long. I really
It
don't.
was brought up at a board control meeting, and it was on the agenda, and they voted it down. They even put it up for a vote, and then they were asked, when do you think you will revisit this? And they said, probably 5 years. That was the exact comment. So we played in Georgia. We've played how many times this year? Twice, River Ridge, and then Wesleyan.
Yeah.
So, yes, now the shot clock,
Yeah, let's talk about the shot.
you have to change the way you can't keep working the ball around and waiting to get it to Tatiana and Kimura as much. It gets down below 10 seconds, you got to be able to make an adjustment quickly. And I think that sometimes people see the ball games on TV and they don't understand the game. They'll watch an NBA game. Do you know what the shot clock is in NBA, girls? It's 30 in college basketball. NBA is 24. So people will turn on the TV, someone like Brett Whitehead, and they'll be watching an NBA game, and they'll see a guy shoot an off-balance, which looks like a poor shot. And they go, look at that. That's what I hate about the NBA. They take these bad shots, but that person sitting on their recliner did not realize there was 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Right.
3 seconds.
Right.
So a lot of these shots you see and you think they're bad shots, it's because the shot clock's running out. So I don't care if they put, I think the shot clock's coming, but I think it'll be a slow process. I hear that maybe 20-some states have it now.
And AAU, which they play in during the summer, is using it all
Yeah.
over, I guess.
Yeah, AAU has it.
And it's a 30-second shot clock or
Yeah, sometimes it's 35.
Yeah, I think so.
35?
35, yeah. I think if they put it in high school, I think they'll start with 35. I think it will come in play, Gary, about, for us, I bet you would average 3-4 times a game.
Well, I was at the Wesleyan game there in Norcross, where was it played at, and it was Emerson, I think it was. It was never even noticed there in our game.
No.
Now, I heard it on some of the other courts that were going on at the same time, that some of the,
And if you'd been in our other game when we played River Ridge at their place, we had 3 shot clock violations in the first half alone, where they locked us down pretty good and we were trying to get the ball and just, you know, that was my fault. I didn't have us ready.
Yeah.
And we made some adjustments to that when we went down again and played. So anyhow, if they want to bring the shot clock on at this point in my career, I don't care. I really don't care. It's not as easy as people think. Forget about the money putting it up. You know, it could be $10,000 or $12,000. You got to put a different horn up. You got to put these clocks.
you gotta have somebody who knows how
Now
to,
you got to have somebody that knows how to run it, and
Which is
we
not-
don't have instant replay in high school. It sounds good on paper, but I don't know. There's a lot of room for human. The rule book says if the shot clock does not restart properly, the referee is supposed to stop the game immediately. So can you imagine, tie game, I get a rebound, we're fast breaking, and there's 38 seconds left, and and we got a 2-on-1 fast break, and the shot clock's not started correctly.
I worked
Stop
at
the
Cleveland-
game.
I worked games at Cleveland State, and I see that happen. A referee will stop it immediately and go to the table and say, put me about 2/10 of a second back on. I've seen it happen Saturday.
Yeah, but I think it's coming. These girls will.
You guys like the shot clock when you're playing AU ball, or you'd rather not have one?
I mean,
Aaliyah?
I don't think I want one, but like,
But if we
It's
get one, it
fine,
wouldn't matter.
yeah.
I mean, we can still.
We score a lot of points anyway.
Yeah.
We're averaging 70, 71 points a game.
Yeah, I think you would.
And it's
the
bad,
intent-
thank you, ma'am, we're gonna score,
The intent of the shot clock is to make the game more entertaining and make sure nobody can, doesn't stall it or. And also, there's a lot of strategy. You just change your strategy. You've seen us with a 4-point lead with 2 minutes left. You've seen us pull it out. Come chase us. Well, 35-second shot clock, you can't do that.
Right.
You might take off 20 seconds, and then you got to run some quick hitter.
It's
So-
almost like the end of the game, when it gets down to about 10, it's like, hey, it's the end of the quarter, we gotta figure out a shot here, or have that in mind.
We're down 4, and you got the ball, and you're a smart coach, and you're holding the ball. 2 minutes left. We're down 4. We can't wait. We've got to come and double you.
Right.
With a shot clock, now we may wait you out. You're going to have to shoot this thing in 25, 28, 30 seconds. So it would change a little philosophy, but I'm okay either way. So I actually did a survey of the shot clock a couple of years ago, and I actually checked off no. But I'm okay either way. But it's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming.
Whatever it is, it's gonna be here.
It's gonna be here,
We'll
yeah.
adapt to it and keep on rolling. Well, Leah and Tatiana, Toddy, we call you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
I hear
right.
them calling you Toddy out there. You have a nickname, Leah?
they call me Oz.
Oz?
Yeah.
Last name's Osborne.
Uh-huh,
So we got Malia, and we got Aaliyah.
uh-huh.
So
I don't know.
I hardly ever call her Oz. I just call her Aaliyah. But,
I'm gonna call you Oz on the radio tonight.
Tati can turn into Tot real quick. Make sure you get the 2 T's. Now, the first 2 T's are both capitalized. Get that
Right,
right.
right.
But they go by their own little nicknames. You're right, Oz and Tati, but they are sure a pleasure to be around.
What are the nicknames for Coach Reuter that you guys have that?
Don't do anything to embarrass yourself, your teammates.
I know you gotta have some.
What's the bad rule?
Probably couldn't put them, can we put them on the air?
We
This is
just
the
call
family.
Stays in the dressing room, stays in the dressing room.
This is a family program, Gary.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Our ratings are G here.
Well, I'll ask you that when he's not around.
What? One Coach Ruru?
Yeah, we call you Coach Ruru.
Call him what?
Coach Ruru.
Ruru?
Ruru?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess that's short for Reuter,
yeah. Reuter.
Katie Frazier, my former assistant, her first child, Cutler, when he started talking, he started calling me Ruru.
Reuter, there, that's how they develop, you know.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Aaliyah, thanks.
Thank you, girls.
Being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Two of the best right here, folks.
I enjoyed coming today. It makes my job worthwhile when you come in. And you know, people just everybody wants low maintenance kids, but you know, our job here as teachers and coaches is to reach all kids. So maybe I can help these two in a different way than I help another one. So, and they help me. They don't even know it, but they help me. So I get as much out of this as they get out of me.
There you go. Tonight, folks, here at Brandon Central, Jim Schmidt Arena at 7 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, 7:30. You'll be on the bus tonight, 101.3 for radio, and Friday night will be at Cleveland High School. So join us there. Join us on YouTube here tonight at the BCHS Fair Network. Till next time, I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, saying so long for now. God bless. Go Bears.